Welcome to Catch This. My name is Trudy Ray, and today's episode is super special. I want to talk about batteries. Yes, batteries. Bear with me. To start with, I want to give you a little bit of background information about lithium-ion batteries. These types of batteries produce power when lithium ions flow from a negative electrode to a positive electrode through an electrolyte medium. The positive electrode is usually composed of a lithium compound, and the negative electrode is typically graphite or crystalline carbon. Microbatteries, like for example this one right here, need to have very small electrodes, usually on a scale of nanometers. This requirement makes them difficult to build because any material that is used to construct that negative electrode usually expands to about 3 times its original volume when loaded with lithium ions. Transition metals like copper, cobalt, or nickel are good electrical conductors and could be used as alternative components in electrodes when they are combined with phosphorus. However, the synthesis of these so-called metal phosphides is challenging because some of their precursors are highly flammable and toxic. But this is a show about viruses, so what does all of this have to do with viruses? Well, back in 2006, I was at a virology conference, and the keynote speaker was materials scientist Angela Belcher from MIT. I don't remember the title of her talk, but I do remember thinking that it was a bit of an odd topic. But when I heard her speak, I was just simply blown away. In her talk, she showed that you can use viruses to power both the positively and negatively charged ends of a lithium-ion battery. The viruses used for this are bacteriophages, viruses that only infect bacteria and are harmless to humans. And Angela Belcher has been refining this technology ever since. In this paper, published last year, she reasoned that because M13 bacteriophages are long and narrow, about 880 nanometers in length and 6.5 nanometers in diameter, they can serve as biological scaffolds in the assembly of three-dimensional nickel phosphide nanostructures. M13 virus particles consist of 2,700 copies of a major code protein that are helically wrapped around a DNA genome, and 4 minor code proteins at each end of the virus. Angela Belcher and her team engineered amino acid changes into the major viral code protein of M13 that increased its ability to bind semiconductor particles like metal phosphides. In particular, the authors found that viruses that displayed the negatively charged peptide sequence glutamate, alanine glutamate, or EEAE, strongly attracted nickel phosphide molecules. The authors engineered mutant viruses that displayed the EEAE peptide and deposited them directly onto titanium foil and cross-linked them with glutaraldehyde, a stabilizing fixative. The metal portion of the compositions consisted of either NiP, Ni3P, Ni2P, or Ni5P4, basically compounds containing 1:1, 3:1, 2:1, or 5:4 nickel to phosphorus ratios, respectively. These virus-containing nickel phosphide nanostructures could then be used directly as freestanding negative electrodes in batteries. Viruses that were metallized with Ni5P4 had the thinnest dimensions and also displayed the highest capacity to conduct current. These virus batteries have many advantages compared to conventionally produced batteries. They are more environmentally friendly because they're made from non-toxic materials. There is relatively little equipment needed to make them, so they are inexpensive to produce. They are lightweight and flexible, so they can be woven into fabrics, which makes them suitable for military clothing, for example. They also have higher conductivity than conventional lithium-ion batteries, making them extremely useful for portable electronics, medical implants, and various aerospace applications. Eventually, they could even be used to power electric cars. How cool would it be to drive a virus-powered car? However, Belcher's ideas about virus-driven nanotechnology are not limited to lithium-ion batteries. She's also working on nanoparticles that act as probes for cancer cells. For this project, the viral DNA was engineered to express proteins that bind both carbon nanotubes and proteins produced by cancer cells. The resulting nanoparticles are designed to fluoresce at infrared wavelengths, allowing them to act as contrast agents in computed tomography scans. This would allow for detection of very small tumors that are usually missed by other technologies. Belcher is also using the viruses to build biofuels, fuel cells, and solar cells with improved electron transport properties. Viruses have many beneficial properties that are evident in both nature and in the laboratory. Belcher's innovative approach is just one example of how these properties can be exploited to improve existing technologies or invent new ones. Thanks again for listening. My name is Trudy Ray. I'll see you next time on Catch This.